Chapter 10. The ongoing process of becoming the avatar. It is important to recognize the difference between being reborn as a spirit that lives in a fleshly body and dying to that fleshly body each day to allow the Creator to use us for His will. We enter into a union with the Spirit of the Creator, and we are born again where we were once dead in our own trespasses which separated us from our Creator. So once we are reborn, we have eternal life. This should not be confused with our need to die daily. The one is a spiritual bond formed with the Creator, while the other is a physical act designed to better align ourselves with His will to be of service to Him. Once a vessel is offered and the spirit is accepted, the process of becoming the avatar is not a journey of repeatedly seeking the Creator's presence. The spirit, once invited in, remains within the vessel. This initial act of surrendering oneself, this moment of accepting the Divine Spirit, is what some may call salvation. It is the act of making oneself a living vessel for the Creator, the point where the flesh willingly steps aside to allow the Spirit to take residence. However, the process does not end with that moment of acceptance. There is a second, ongoing task that must be undertaken each day: the preparation of the vessel, the daily alignment of the flesh with the Spirit now dwelling within. It is not that the Spirit departs or fades, nor that the vessel must be constantly refilled as though it were emptying. Rather, the task is to ensure that the vessel remains fit, that the body and mind are brought into alignment with the will and purpose of the Spirit. In this way, the act of becoming the avatar is a process of daily maintenance, not of regaining or re-earning the Spirit's presence, but of living in a way that keeps the vessel clean, aligned, and ready to embody the Creator's will in the world. The struggle between flesh and spirit. The challenge in this ongoing process lies in the inherent tension between the spirit and the flesh. The spirit, now present within the vessel, is willing to lead and to guide, but the flesh has its own desires, tendencies, and inclinations that are not always in harmony with the divine will. This tension is a central theme throughout the human experience, the struggle between what the Spirit calls us to do and what the flesh desires to pursue. In the biblical text, Christ speaks to this when He says, "The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak." This weakness of the flesh does not remove the presence of the Spirit, but it does create an obstacle that must be overcome daily. The flesh, in its natural state, seeks comfort, ease, and often self-indulgence, while the Spirit seeks to guide the vessel toward actions and purposes that align with the Creator's greater plan. The process of becoming the avatar, then, is one of daily realignment, reminding the flesh of its role as the vessel, not the master. Dying daily to the flesh. One of the most powerful ways to overcome this tension between the spirit and the flesh is through what the biblical text describes as dying daily. This is not a literal death, but a metaphorical one. Each day the flesh must be sacrificed. Its desires, its tendencies, and its selfish inclinations must be set aside to allow the Spirit to lead. Dying daily means waking up each morning with the conscious intention to let go of the things that distract the vessel from its true purpose. It means surrendering the fleeting desires of the flesh in favor of the enduring will of the Creator. This is not a one-time event, but a continual process that requires discipline and dedication. Each day brings its own challenges and temptations, and each day offers a new opportunity to realign the vessel with the Spirit. In a way, this process can be likened to the maintenance of a finely tuned machine. Once the machine has been built and is in operation, it does not need to be rebuilt from scratch each day, but it does require regular maintenance, cleaning, calibration, and adjustment to ensure that it continues to function at its highest capacity. Similarly, the vessel does not need to be saved again each day, but it does require attention and care to ensure that it remains in alignment with the Spirit's purpose. Offering oneself as a living sacrifice. The concept of offering oneself as a living sacrifice is another key aspect of this daily process. In the biblical text, the idea of sacrifice was often associated with offerings made at the temple, acts of devotion and surrender that symbolize the individual's commitment to the Creator. In the context of becoming the avatar, this act of sacrifice is no longer about physical offerings, but about offering oneself, body, mind, and spirit, as a living vessel for the Creator's will. To be a living sacrifice is to live each day with the understanding that the vessel is not its own. It has been given over to a higher purpose, and its actions, thoughts, and desires must reflect that purpose. This does not mean abandoning all personal identity or will, but it does mean allowing the Spirit to guide those elements in a way that aligns with the Creator's greater plan. This ongoing sacrifice is a reminder that the vessel must be prepared and maintained daily, not out of fear of losing the spirit, but out of a desire to be ready to embody the Creator's presence in the world at all times. It is an act of love and devotion, a way of saying, I am here, I am willing, and I am ready to be used. Virtual reality is a metaphor for alignment. In many ways, this daily process of aligning the vessel with the spirit can be compared to the way we maintain a virtual environment. In virtual worlds, systems must be constantly monitored and adjusted to ensure that they function as intended. Glitches, errors, and distractions can arise, and it is the role of the creator or user to ensure that the system is realigned, cleared of disruptions, and optimized for its intended purpose. Similarly, becoming the avatar is not about recreating the vessel each day, but about clearing away the distractions and realigning with the original purpose. The spirit is always present, much like the core programming of a virtual world, but the vessel, the interface, must be maintained to function smoothly and to carry out its intended design. This analogy helps illustrate the ongoing work of becoming the avatar. It's not about restarting or resetting the relationship with the creator, it's about maintaining the connection, ensuring that the vessel is ready and able to fulfill its role each day without interference or misalignment.